Hey partner, keep your finger off that mouse. Sit down, stay calm, and no one gets hurt. Let's talk about how someone with zero coding experience, a concerning amount of stubbornness, and unhealthy relationship with AI managed to build this. Prickly Pistoleros is a Wild West standoff game where cactus gunslinger duel for glory, style, and bragging rights. There are plenty mini games in the saloon, and you can dress your cactus in the finest mustache the desert has ever seen. Oh, and it has multiplayer, because it will be easy, just a quick thing that can be scripted on top of the game, and it definitely won't take months and months and months and... Now I know what you're thinking. Wow, this looks like it was made by someone who actually knows what they're doing. Well, partner, let me stop you there. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, and somehow maybe that is the secret sauce why it works. So I put together a crew, a digital one, no handshakes, no cooler small talk, just me and a pile of software, but if you squint hard enough it's a perfect heist team. And there is nothing that you can do about it. Every crew needs that one kind of a guy. I know a guy who knows a guy kind of a guy. The one with resources everywhere, answers in every language. And of course he's also unstable. One minute he's handing out tools like candy, the next he's screaming, "Everyone pays me now!" Then just as suddenly he calms down and says, "Nah, forget I said that." But flaws aside, this was the perfect partner for my job. A 2D mobile game, 6 months of work, maybe 7, 8 tops. How long could it take really? Now I needed someone who can do heavy lifting, who spoke my language and who spoke it in another language as sharply as I can see. See sharply, see sharp. Playmaker doesn't mess around. No code, no syntax, no bullshit, just pure visual logic. But as reliable as he is, one wrong move and the whole operation goes up in flames. 1 second we are high-fiving each other, then states stop listening, events vanish, alarms go off, and suddenly I'm wrestling a spaghetti monster of my own making. And now I needed someone smooth, someone who could be anyone, anything, anytime, and won't hog the memory like there is no tomorrow. We go way back, and with proper use you can make one skeleton, infinite disguises, and let me tell ya, this fella never breaks a character. Also, never forget to bring your closest ones into it, someone who you know the longest and inside out, every hat, every jacket, every questionable mustache style, all born here. The quiet professional that makes the magic happen before anyone else even shows up to work.
And then, there is ChatGPT, the singular force that transforms mere mortals into game development gods. ChatGPT doesn't just provide answers, ChatGPT provides transcendence. Where human minds falter, ChatGPT soars. Where logic breaks down, ChatGPT builds bridges to impossible solutions. The supreme architect of digital dreams.
Yeah, anyway, ChatGPT helps me when I get stuck. Together, we were going to pull off mobile game of the century. We just had no idea how long it will take. Now get your meat and potatoes forks, because we are getting into meat and potatoes. Let's talk about enemy generator system. Problem: I needed 60 different enemies for duels. Brute forcing and drawing them separately would be a real nightmare. Add on top of it animation, synchronization, and no amount of meat and potato can salvage it. But thankfully Spine has a solution, and it's called skins. So we've got assets ready, imported them into Unity, and what's this? Yeah, that looks fine, except the skins don't actually work for now. Let's look at the Unity inspector. Oh, nice, drop down window where I can pick skin. Hold on, why does it pick only one skin? Now you got entrapped by Unity, and if you have brain power as a bag of rocks and you can't code for shit just like me, that would be the end of it.
When all hope seemed lost and flesh had fallen, ChatGPT descended like a coding angel, weaving pure algorithmic poetry into a flawless custom Playmaker action that turned chaos into symphony with a single, magnificent script.
In other words, I asked ChatGPT to make me a custom action for Playmaker that will combine multiple skins. The only thing is that skin gets picked by exact name it was given in the spine project. That means in order to generate one enemy character, it has to fill out a 32 string array that is applied to the spine game object, and in some cases it has to save it and load it multiple times. I've been told that it's a bad practice to store data in strings, and honestly I can't even count how many times I had to hunt down one tiny typo. But this case is a great example of, hey, it works after all. And most importantly, every time I generate an anime character, bam, a completely unique cactus person, and I've never seen him before. Moreover, with this system I can now know exactly what is happening and how to adjust it. Look, I'm not gonna stand here and pretend this is the right way to do things. Half of what I've built is probably held together by digital duct tape. But here's what I learned: you don't need to be perfect to start, you don't need to know everything before you begin, you just need to be stubborn enough to keep going when everything breaks. And the multiplayer, that was supposed to be easy since the game was finished. Spoiler, nothing about it was easy and the game definitely wasn't finished. But that's a story for another video. This isn't about showing you the perfect way to make a game. It's all about showing you that someone with zero coding experience can figure out as they go. Will it take longer than expected? Absolutely. Will you make questionable decisions? Definitely. Will it somehow work anyway? Apparently yes. I'm putting this out there because maybe you are just like me. Someone who has an idea but think they don't know enough to start. Or maybe you're already building something and feel like you're doing everything wrong. Here's the thing, we're all just figuring out as we go. So if you want to see more of this kind of action, stick around. Also, let me Shyamalan all over you. My 6-7 months project is passing the 21st month, and finally I have released the game. Currently you can get it on Android, and once I will finish my wrestling match with Apple, you will get it on iOS too. When I will have more info on sales and crunchy numbers, be sure for major bean spillage. So stay tuned and subscribe to my socials to see what comes out of this whole game making thing. And on Twitch you can watch me stack the next third pile of a game. Thank you for sticking by, partner. Now scram, see you around.